Hello students. First, what is semiconductor or PN junction diode? It is a two-terminal device that conducts current only in one direction. It is formed when P-type semiconductor is joined with N-type semiconductor. In P-type semiconductor, holes are the majority charge carriers. In N-type semiconductor, free electrons are the majority charge carriers. It is made from the semiconductor materials like silicon, germanium, and gallium arsenide. We can form p-n junction by doping one side of the semiconductor crystal by trivalent impurity and another side of the crystal by pentavalent impurity. The side of the crystal doped with trivalent is called p-type semiconductor, and side of the crystal doped with pentavalent is called n-type semiconductor. The middle portion is called depletion layer or depletion region. In case of trivalent impurity, the valence electrons of impurity atom form covalent bonds with the three neighboring silicon atoms, but one missing electron leaves a vacancy behind, and that vacancy is called hole. In case of pentavalent impurity, four electrons of the impurity atom form covalent bonds with four silicon neighboring atoms, and a fifth electron acts like a free electron, and that contributing during the process of conductivity. Here is the symbol for semiconductor diode. Left side is called anode, right side is called cathode, and the arrow indicates the direction of the current flow. In the case of forward bias, the positive terminal is connected with the anode and negative terminal is connected with the cathode. And in case of reverse bias, the anode is connected with the negative terminal of the battery and cathode is connected with the positive terminal of the battery. First, forward biased. If we apply a suitable positive voltage to the two ends of the p-n junction, it can supply free electrons and holes with extra energy, and that extra energy needed to cross the junction. This has happened due to the reduction of the width of the depletion layer. And as a result, a few milliamp current is flowing through the junction. Here is the schematic diagram, which we need to operate during performing the experiment at the laboratory, where the diode is connected with the emitter, voltmeter, along with the battery. Here is the IV curve for the forward bias diode case. We can see in IV curve that when we increase forward voltage gradually, the forward current also increases gradually. When the forward voltage is increased up to the value, when it reaches 2.7 volt, the forward current begins to increase rapidly. This 0.7 volt is the potential barrier in the case of silicon, and it is called knee voltage. Hence, after the knee voltage, the forward current increases almost linearly with increasing forward voltage. Now, the reverse bias case. In case of reverse bias, the positive voltage is applied to the n-type and negative voltage is applied to the p-type. The positive voltage applied to the n-type attracts electrons towards positive electrode and away from the junction. And holes in p-type are also attracted away from the junction towards the negative electrode. As a result, the depletion layer becomes wider, and this prevents current from flowing through the semiconductor junction. Now, if you look at the IV curve in the case of reverse bias, when reverse voltage is applied across a diode, there is only a small reverse current through the junction. As the reverse voltage increases from 0, the reverse voltage reaches to its saturation value, and that is I naught. By further increasing the reverse voltage, the reverse current remains constant. And when reverse voltage is increased up to the value of reverse breakdown voltage, then reverse current begins to increase rapidly. And this region is called reverse breakdown region. And this region is called reverse bias region. This region is also called Zener breakdown region or avalanche region. What exactly happening here? So at reversed by at reverse breakdown voltage, kinetic energy of the minority carriers also increases, and consequently the covalent bonds of the crystal start breaking, and huge number of electron hole pairs are generated, and that resulting a heavy flow of reverse current through the diode, because there is an avalanche increase in the net current. Hence it is also called avalanche breakdown, and hence called avalanche region. Now the question is why it is called Zener breakdown. Please note there are two types of breakdown in the p-n junction. First, avalanche breakdown and the Zener breakdown. Avalanche breakdown occurs because of the rapid collision of electrons with the other atoms. Zener breakdown happens due to the high electric field. Please remember, in the case of avalanche breakdown, the electric field is weaker comparatively to the electric field present in the case of Zener breakdown. Next, Zener breakdown is the controlled version of avalanche breakdown. And please remember, this is a temporary breakdown and it does not contribute to the chain reaction. And finally, in conclusion, please note that the Zener breakdown generates electrons only, whereas the avalanche breakdown generates holes as well as electrons. So this is how you can identify the difference between both Zener breakdown and avalanche breakdown. That's all for the today's lecture. Dear students, please subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends.